world. It's written by the British composer Albert Kettleby. As a composer, Kettleby was very much interested in combining sounds of different cultures, and in this next piece he tried to combine sounds of both the East and the West. We would like to take you at least to his vision of a Persian market. Our next piece is a song from an old musical called The Fiddler on the Roof. We have people who know the piece here. From this musical we chose one piece that I always like to introduce as every musician's dream, If I Were Original. Next piece is a piece from the world of opera. As many of you here undoubtedly know, operas often take a very long time to perform, sometimes several evenings to perform. Yet sometimes all that remains of a famous opera is just a few minutes of music. And I think a prime example of this is this next piece that we would like to play for you. It's written by the Italian opera composer Mascagni. Mascagni's opera was already a great success. However, in this opera the composer wrote a small bit of music, at first glance insignificant, just to entertain the audience while the stage was being rebuilt. However, after all this many years, it's this piece of music that became so much more famous than the huge opera that it came from. And it is specifically this piece, this intermezzo, that we would like to play for you next. For our next piece, we are going to leave the classical behind us and transition to the world of the movies. We, especially for the fans of Henry Mancini, we're going to play this next one, and more specifically for the fans of the Inspector Clouseau. Okay, you know this next one. next piece is another one from the world of opera, from Italian opera, from the godfather of Italian opera, Giuseppe Verdi. We would like to play you the overture to his opera La Traviata. We will stay in the opera house for this next one and play you a piece of the biggest name of Italian opera, Rossini. Over a period of 20 years, Rossini wrote over 40 operas, each of which became a huge success, making him truly the rock star of his own time and one of the most prolific and successful composers in all of history. Now, of such a large body of work, it's obviously difficult to choose just one piece to play, but I think we chose the right one. Not only is this his most famous work, it's also the piece that we enjoy playing the most. We would like to perform for you his well-known The Barber of Seville. Our next piece, our next song, I should say, is well, my personal favorite melody. I'm honest to say, it's also written by Henry Mancini. I think the less I say about this next piece, the better. I just think there's only one piece that so perfectly encapsulates what you all are doing or have been doing this last week on the ship. So I hope that when you go outside tonight on the deck or tomorrow morning when you go to leave, look up and think to this song. Our next piece is going to firmly put us back in the classical repertoire, so to speak. It's one of the most famous pieces ever written for violin. Actually, this is part of a piece written for violin, written by the famous Italian Baroque composer Antonio Vivaldi. Vivaldi wrote a famous series of concertos called the Four Seasons. Now, sadly, we cannot play all of them, of course, there will be no time. So we had to pick one, and I always say, in honor of the Dutch weather, we will play you one movement of Winter by Antonio Vivaldi. Ladies and gentlemen, this seems like an excellent opportunity to introduce you to my colleagues this evening. We have just been listening to all the way from Amsterdam on violin, the wonderful Anna. And on my other hand, all the way from Belgium, all the way from Antwerp on violin, the talented Veronica.
And all the way from Utrecht, here.
We will carry on with two pieces written by Puccini. Puccini, another famous Italian opera composer, wrote two beautiful operas called Turandot and One and Butterfly. And from those two operas we have selected two of the most beautiful airs, one of which is the world famous Nessun Dorma, which I am sure many of you might be familiar with. After such a beautiful, almost ethereal piece, I think it's time for something different, for something completely different. Let's play some rock and roll. Or, well, at least as rock and roll as we're going to get away with in a classical setting. So it's going to be not quite rock and roll, but the rock and roll from the classical world. We would like to perform for you the celebrated saber dance by Ayam Kachaturian. Next melody is a very old tune from Ireland. It's a traditional tune. The original name of the theme was Londonderry Air. However, in the year 1913, the poet Frederick Weatherly wrote lyrics to it, and since then it became more widely known as O Danny Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, slowly we are coming to the end of the program. But before I announce our last piece, I would like to take a few moments of your time to tell you something about Viking. This is the second season we are playing aboard Viking ships, and things truly have been wonderful. They have been a great and warm and welcoming company to us, and things have really been great. However, tonight they did something very special, because tonight they bought all our music in order for us to be able to give it to you. So if you liked tonight's concert and if you would like to listen to us again after the concert, please feel free to come to me or either of my colleagues, where we will hand you one of these vouchers that will grant you exclusive access to all our music online for free, thanks to Viking. Now, back to the music. Tonight we played you a lot of different styles of music. We played you some leather rhythms, a lot of opera, some classical music. However, there's one style of music we haven't played you yet, and that is the one we would like to send you off with into the evening. We would like to send you off with a beautiful and fiery tango called El Choclo.
But I will say after such heartwarming applause, I guess there's only one thing I can ask. Would you like one more? Perfect. Oh, sorry, no.
Before I announce our encore, however, I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight to listen to us play. We started out with about 7 people, but now we are half full already. Thank you so much for coming out. You have been truly a wonderful audience. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you. Now, this encore is a very fun piece to play. It's from Romania, more specifically from an area in Romania where the violin players have developed a tradition of imitating bird sounds on their instruments. I'm pretty sure you can make it out when it happens. It's absolutely a sound to behold. Without any much further ado, we will play our encore, Skylark. Thank you all so much for being here. We hope you have a safe trip home tomorrow. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.